Hey guys, this is Nick. This month is going to be amazing as many of the great games of this year are releasing this February 2021. You will be amazed with our hand-picked featured games. Without any more suspense, let's dive into the best 10 PC games that you can play this month. Starting off the list, Nioh 2. Similar to its predecessor, Nioh 2 is an action role-playing game. Players can create their own playable character who was a yokai spirit. Players are equipped with a variety of weapons such as Odachi and Kusarigama and earn new skills as they progress in the game. When players defeat a hostile yokai, some of them may drop a soul core. They allow players to use yokai abilities and transform into a yokai after being deposited in a shrine. At locations named Benevolent Graves, players can summon other players controlled by artificial intelligence to assist them in combat. The game also features a 3-player cooperative multiplayer mode. Next, Little Nightmares 2. It is an upcoming puzzle platformer horror adventure game where you play as a little girl in a yellow raincoat named Six. Six meets Mono, a boy wearing a brown paper bag as a mask, and must work with him to navigate throughout the decaying metropolis called the Pale City, which is inhabited by deformed, television addict citizens, and to reach the Signal Tower, which is controlled by the mysterious Thin Man, who has influenced the city's populace with his transmissions. Locations found throughout the Pale City include the wilderness, the school, the hospital, and the Signal Tower. There are also new enemies and other characters to be discovered, such as the hunter, the teacher, the students, the patients, the living hands, the ghost, the doctor, the viewers, and the Thin Man himself. Next on the list, Blue Fire. It is a hack-and-slash action-adventure game where you go through the parish world of Penumbra to explore unique temples filled with increasingly difficult 3D platforming challenges, diverse enemies, quests, collectibles, and more. There's wall running, laser dodging, and some column of air riding too. Outside of the jumping and dodging, there are different cloaks to equip your character with and upgrades to unlock that give you extra abilities. You can also interact with other creatures and spirits in search of self-empowerment to overcome harder obstacles as they appear. Throughout the game, you can personalize your character, choosing from different costumes, weapons, and tunics. Moving on to Valheim. It is an exploration and survival game for 1 to 10 players set in a procedurally generated purgatory inspired by Viking culture. The game has punishing dodge and block-based combat system with a wide range of weapons. You can summon and defeat creatures of myth and legend and collect trophies to progress and craft new powerful items. You can also build and sail ships from flimsy rafts to imposing warships to conquer the sea and discover new lands. There is also a flexible house and base building system where you can build, raise mead halls, farms, settlements, outposts, castles, and more. Valheim also supports independent player-hosted servers and unlimited world creation. Next, Werewolf the Apocalypse, Earthblood. It is a third-person single-player action role-playing game in which the player takes the role of an eco-terrorist werewolf. The player explores various areas in the American Northwest in the form of large hub worlds. Within these areas, the player plays through missions which may have effects on the game's world, including leading to secondary missions getting unlocked. The player also goes to Penumbra, a place between the physical world and the spirit world, where they can receive side quests or challenges from the Great Spirit of the Waterfall, who gives the players rewards for completing them, such as opening shortcuts between areas. Next on the list, Persona 5 Strikers. Persona 5 Strikers is a gameplay crossover between Koei Tecmo's hack-and-slash Dynasty Warriors series and Atlus's role-playing game Persona series. It features elements from both franchises, such as real-time action combat of the former, with the turn-based Persona battling aspect of the latter. Players can form an active party of maximum 4 players, with Joker being the only character not removable as an active party member. Outside of battle, active party members can be swapped with the standby party members. Players can only control Joker in the real world, but are able to control any party member freely when exploring the story dungeons. Moving on to Field of Glory 2, Medieval. It is a turn-based tactical game set in the High Middle Ages from 1040 AD to 1270 AD. The game allows you to take command of the armies of the various popular armies such as Anglo-Saxons and Normans. The game has a campaign system that concentrates on the battles and allows real strategic decisions without time spent moving armies around a strategic map. Each battle is vital to your progress. Your army will gain experience in Elan as it goes from victory to victory against your enemies and their allies. There are 4 historically based campaigns covering major conflicts of the era with more than 100 historically accurate units built from fully animated 3D troop models. Next, Hellish Quart. It is a fighting game about sword dueling in which blades clash using physics systems, and the characters use motion-captured fencing techniques. You can play as one of many 17th century warriors and use sabers, rapiers, broadswords, and many other blades in single-player campaign, arcade, or local multiplayer with friends. The game uses active ragdolls, and all the damage that your blade can do is calculated with real-time physics. 4 gamepad buttons represent 4 attack angles. Different button combinations give special attacks and combos. If you're not attacking, your character will automatically try to hold guard against your opponent's attacks. Next on the list, Imagine Earth. It is a real-time planet simulation and build-up strategy game where your job as a space colony manager is to explore and populate distant planets. You can build up profitable colonies on a global scale and trade resources and goods into space. In-game, you can tower defense with energy shields and lasers against space pirates, alien invaders, and locusts. The game has a story-based campaign mode with 9 planets and a competition game mode to play against up to 7 other AI factions with individual agendas. There are over 50 constructs with more than 80 individual upgrades. The game also has a planet editor for terraforming, building, and customizing individual planets, which can be saved and shared.
A balance between growth and sustainability is the final challenge for every civilization.
And last but not least, Nuts. It is a single-player surveillance mystery game where you record the squirrels, report your findings, and piece together what's really going on in Melmoth Forest. As a rookie field agent researcher, you'll place cameras during the day and watch the footage at night, tracking the movements of a scurry of squirrels. The main goal of the game is to find out where they hide their nuts, what puzzling routes do they take, and why do they behave so strangely. Each day, your mission briefing will give you a starting point, but it'll be on you to determine the optimal layout for your equipment through trial and error. The game also has an immersive story full of voice acting. And that was all for this month. Share your experiences with us in the comments below. Don't forget to hit that like button if you like the video and subscribe to see more in the future. See you next time.